Hola chicas. So today I thought I'd talk to you about brows. I know if you can see, I have my foundation and lipstick and even a little mascara on, but I don't have anything on my brows. This is how they look without any brow powder, brow pencil, brow cream, brow gel, any of that on them. I noticed recently there's kind of been a surge this spring and even a little towards the end of fall and winter for thicker, fuller brows. And people are going a little cray with the black eyeliner on their eyebrows. That's a no-no. No one, I repeat, no one needs black eyeliner on their eyebrows. I mean, unless that's the look you're going for, chola, you know, whatever. I've been there, I've done that, so I know. I'm just saying it's usually not very flattering. I don't want to offend, well, I don't give a fuck if I offend anybody. When have I cared? I'm just saying, if you want a more natural brow, you're going to want to stay away from black. The rule of thumb is supposed to be 2 shades lighter when your hair is dark for your brows, and 2 shades darker when your hair is light. Now, I don't know what the rule is when your hair is so today I just wanted to show a few products to people who maybe are kind of new and want to get in on this trend on thickening or darkening their brows and putting a little more emphasis on them. The first product I want to show you is probably the easiest thing to use. The easiest and most common thing to do is to use a matte medium brown shadow for your eyebrows. You don't want to pick something too dark because it's not really going to matter how dark. I mean, unless you're very, very dark complected, even this color will show up. So let's see. And you're going to use it with an angled brush. You also need, it's good for brushing up your brows. So let's just do that. I'm just going to do one brow to kind of show you how this works. Take the brush, put it in the shadow, and we're just going to line just underneath the brow. Now, with the powder, if you just use a medium eyeshadow or brow powder, that's the safest, most foolproof, and it probably the easiest for anybody just starting out on brows because it's not as permanent. It's easy to blend out, rub off, whatever. You don't ever want it to be super dark right at the beginning because even your brows are not going to be that. Now, the fact that it's easy to blend out and wipe off and remove is a good thing. I don't even know. Can you tell the difference? It's just very natural. It's not even, now once you underline under here, you just kind of want to take the brush and bring it up, bring the color up through the brows and kind of extend the tail of it out a little. So there you go. And you can see the difference. Okay. So that's the same thing you could do with actual brow powder. Now this is the very first brow kit I ever bought. It's from NYX and it's in the shade dark brown, and it's got a slightly, I don't even know if you can see the shades of it because the lighting's not so great in here, but one shade's lighter than the other. Now some people will use both shades. They'll use the lighter shade towards the front of the brow and then the darker shade towards the back or the tail of the brow. I don't do that, but it's just another option. So now you'll see with a darker color the difference. I'm not even going to take the other stuff off because it's not going to matter. Almost all brown eyeshadow is going to have a little bit of a red to it. And the eyebrow shadow, well, eyebrow powder is going to be a little more ash or taupey, and it's probably going to be much drier consistent. So if you want to venture out and just get a brow powder and try something like that, see, that does, you can definitely tell this is a much more defined brow because the color is deeper. But like I said, it's if you're just learning, it's probably better to use something like a medium brown eyeshadow that how many times am I gonna say it's probably better to use a lighter color so that you can get more used to the application and how to do it. And then once you feel more comfortable and more bold, then you can go for a bolder brow. Is okay. Brow pencil. Now there are two different types of brow pencils. Well, there's probably more than two types, but the two types I've encountered, or two different categories I would put them in, is either a waxy pencil or a powdery pencil. Everyone sells waxy pencils. Forever I used a Maybelline brow pencil that looks like this is a Milani brow pencil. It's retractable, it's a twist up, and it's in the shade Natural Taupe. And I'll just do a little swatch on my hand so you can see it. And you see it's not very dark. And then this, and most of pencils are going to be two-sided with a brush on one side and the pencil on the other. This, which is a darker color, obviously, it is Deep Brunette from MAC, but the bottom one is a more powdery pencil. You can see if I, let's see, try to see how it blends out in a way where this one is not really gonna, I mean, it's not gonna blend the same way this is, but this has a much more powdery feel. Some people prefer that. It just depends. Now I'm just gonna show you what I do with a brow pencil, whether it's a powdery one or a waxy one. I'm just going to basically do the same thing, line it, but with short strokes, the underside of my brow, kind of like putting underwear on your brows. Put some drawers on them brows, know what I'm saying? Some support. Because a defined line at the bottom is really going to make the difference. Even though it's taupe and you saw that it wasn't a very dark color, you can see where I put it on. Now you can take the other end and kind of brush up your brows. That'll kind of disperse the pencil through the brows. And then you can go in and kind of fill in any spaces that you may have. And you just want to use short strokes, and you don't want to do a deep dark line. Then I would kind of brush it through, and I kind of, you know, if you want more towards the front of your brows, if you feel like your brows are too far apart, you can always add a little to the front. Just remember, the, you know, you don't want it to be obvious. You just want to put a little, what I call flicks of color. Okay? Now that you've got, if you've used that waxy pencil, you're going to need to set it with something so that it kind of doesn't melt, and just so that it lasts longer. It's not waterproof, so at least that pencil isn't. Now there are waterproof pencils, so you can just take a little, and I'm going to take this eyeshadow just because it was that taupe color, and kind of just brush it through. There. Wow, big difference when you've got them both. I'm gonna brush through it again just a little. Okay, I wiped the eyebrow products off of both brows because I'm gonna show you one more product, and then pretty much how I'm doing my brows right now. And I wanted to make sure, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but you know when I mentioned that one pencil was waxy, more like a regular eyeliner, and the other one was had a more powdery finish to it. The good thing about that is the powdery ones do not need to be set with an eyeshadow or a brow powder. So if you get a waxy pencil, a powdery pencil, I can't talk today. It kind of gives you the ease of applying a pencil with the blending ability that you get from using a brow powder. So right now, this is kind of what I've been using when I'm in a hurry because it's super quick. The only thing I don't like is that it's not retractable. I hate sharpening pencils, lip pencils, eye pencils, any kind of pencils, because you waste so much product, and you can't keep that super sharp point. I'm sure most of you are used to seeing the brow pencil. This is my favorite waxy brow pencil by MAC. It doesn't really matter what color you pick. Any of them are going to be the same shape and size and all that type of thing. As far as these are spiked. It's a crayon for your eyebrows, eyebrow pencil, and they call this the Velux brow liner. See how teeny tiny, let's see, teeny tiny that is, and you can get a super precise line, so you can define your brows really thickly or thinly if you want, because the pencil is so thin. You don't have to worry about sharpening it, and it's not automatic. You do have to roll it up, but I love this product, and I'm sure everybody has seen this on YouTube, and you would just use it the same way you saw me use the other one, but it will give you, more of a feathery look because the pencil is so thin. But that one's a little dark. Okay, this is the last product. It's something new for me, at least. And I know there are several companies that make them. This is just happened to be the one I tried. It is a brow marker. So it just works the same way. It doesn't smear the way a waxy or powdery pencil does. It's not, of course, you can't blend it out because it's like a marker, but you can literally draw in individual eyebrows. It's got a real sharp point. I'm trying to hurry because it looks like I'm about to run out of space on my scan discard. Anyways, so see, that gives you a super defined brow, and see how sharp that pencil is, or pen marker. You know what the hell it is. Okay, anyways, love you. I'm glad you stopped in. If you're wondering, this is a Blaze lipstick with a little brown eyeliner and a Blaze eyeliner kind of blended in to make it not so bright, because this is some bright ass neon lipstick. Anyways, love you guys. Hope you love yourselves like I love you. And come back and see me again. Deuces.